Are y'all seeing what I'm seeing? So Comic Book put out this article 3 years ago. DC's future was saved. I feel like we are about to get some good laughs out of this. Let's see what the article's talking about. It says 3 years ago today, DC's future was saved, but these 5 things are still missing. There's a lot of things missing, but let's see what they're talking about. It's easy to forget how bad DC's situation was just a few years ago. In 2022, Black Adam was preparing to hit theaters, and there was quite a bit of momentum behind it. Dwayne Johnson was headlining a project that had been gestating for well over a decade and promised that his movie would change the hierarchy of power in the DC Extended Universe. And I honestly believe it still could have if WB gave it a chance. Unfortunately, despite featuring Henry Cavill's first appearance as Superman in years, Black Adam crashed and burned upon release. Okay, you gotta add in the full context here. Why did it burn and crash? Putting the final nail in the DCEU's coffin. 4 days later, on October 25th, the hierarchy did change, just not in the way Johnson envisioned, as it was announced that James Gunn and Peter Safran were taking control of DC Studios. Of course, Rome wasn't built in a day, so it's taken 3 years to really get new DC Universe off the ground. Gunn's fingerprints are finally all over the franchise, though with both Superman and Peacemaker being major conversation drivers in 2025. However, DC Studios hasn't delivered on all of its promises just yet. Here are 5 things that are still missing from the DCU. Number 5, we got Batman. The biggest mystery in the DCU right now is Batman. Gunn's first couple of projects aren't afraid to allude to the Dark Knight existence or outright show his silhouette. But the franchise is taking its sweet time bringing him into the fold. While The Brave and the Bold is in the works, it's not on the fast track that Man of Tomorrow is, which is especially frustrating because it's taken what feels like forever to get the Batman Part 2 out. Sure, all the discussion will feel silly once a new actor dons the cape of the cow, but at the moment there's a bad side void in the DCU. First of all, I don't want James Gunn touching Batman. Absolutely not. We saw what he did with Superman. No. We seen what Zach has been posting on Instagram. We want that. I don't care what James Gunn comes up with Batman. It's not gonna be anywhere near Ben Affleck's Batman we got with Zack Snyder. I don't care what nobody says. It's not gonna come anywhere close to what we got with Zack Snyder's Batman. Yeah. Just see how Superman was, man. Look at the movie. There's no way. Peacemaker, no. Alright, let's go to number 4. Number 4, it says Justice League. The DCU's first movie, Superman, introduces the Justice Gang. A team of superheroes. Guy Gardner, Mr. Terrific, and Hawkgirl aren't exactly household names, though, so it's hard to imagine them becoming the Justice League. The more likely scenarios that Gunn is awaiting all the pieces that are in place to form what is sure to become the DCU premier team. Due to the issues with Batman and Wonder Woman movie still being on the assembly line, it's probably going to be a few years before the Justice League returns to the big screen. Yeah, it's going to be Zack Snyder's Justice League because we all know it's going down. A sale's going down. And we know what's happening. Number 3, a big bad. Forming the Justice League won't matter if it doesn't have someone to fight. The easiest villain to pit against the DCU's hero would be Darkseid, and the events of Peacemaker Season 2 make it seem like that's the direction Gunn wants to go in. However, the filmmaker is pushing back against that narrative, claiming that his franchise isn't ready for the ruler of Apocalypse. Well, some character has to step into the role, and maybe their debut will shine some light on the next entry of the list. First of all, can you imagine James Gunn's Superman going against Darkseid? Like, can you imagine that weak, pathetic Superman we got going against the ruler of Apocalypse? No, absolutely not. See, no. Oh, this brings a smile to my face, like Thanos said. Absolutely not, man. Bro, Darkseid would smash James Gunn's Superman, bro. The dude was a whiny, emotional dude, bro. The meaning of gods and monsters is number 2. When Gunn announced the initial slate of the DCU projects, he revealed that the first phase of the franchise would be called God and Monsters. A few monsters have already made their presence felt, such as Clayface, Eric Frankenstein, and the Bride. And there's an argument to be made that Superman is the God part of the equation, but it's unclear how the two words tie together and whether they will at all. Maybe DC Studio doesn't want fans to read into the names of its chapters the way they do Marvel Studios sagas. Number 1. New voices. Whenever someone gets a new toy, they want to play with it themselves before letting their friends try it out. Gunn has been doing that with the DCU, putting his fingerprints on all the projects so far. Things are going to change in 2026 with Lantern, Supergirl, and Clayface, and hopefully it's a sign of things to come because it'd be nice to see what other creators can do with DC's catalog of characters. Gunn is great, there's no doubt about it, but he doesn't have to put all the weight on his shoulders. I do think Gunn is good at certain things. DC is just not one of those things, sadly. DC is not one of those things. Yeah. Listen, I said it before. I feel sorry for some of these actors, especially Alan Pierre. I feel like he's going to be a good Jon Stewart in the Green Lantern series. I forgot the other guy's name who's playing the other Lantern. I think he can actually do a good job. But nothing that they put out can come close to what we need to see. That's just the reality of the situation. Lanterns, Supergirl, and Clayface. No. None of those movies are going to touch anything what we're going to get with Justice League 2 and 3, Ben Affleck's solo Batman movie, and Man of Steel 2. Like, if you had to vote, like if we had a vote right now, worldwide, like a worldwide vote, you got James Gunn putting out Supergirl, Clayface, and Lanterns. And then you go on the other side of the vote and you vote for either, Zack Snyder's Justice League 2, 3, Batman solo film, and Man of Steel 2. Which one do you think is going to win? James Gunn or Zack Snyder? I love Zack. Not even being biased. I know for a fact he would win. I just know for a fact. After months of talking about the DC state and the articles we went over, James Gunn losing his own audience, everybody's gonna... I ain't gonna say everybody. Majority of people are gonna want to see Zack's vision finish compared to the 2026 slate of whatever the hell James Gunn is doing. I don't care. And I told y'all I was excited for Supergirl a little bit just so I could see Lobo and see Jason Momoa's Lobo, because I don't really know too much about Lobo, so I was looking forward to that. But I'm not gonna go to theaters and see it. I'll wait till it comes to streaming, then I might stream it on my TV when it comes out and rent it or something like that. But I'm not excited to go see Supergirl. I'm not running to the theaters to see it. I'm not running to the theaters to see Clayface either, because it's kind of weird seeing a Clayface movie without Batman in it. I don't know, man. DC, I just don't care right now. The only way I will care is if that Snyderverse gets restored. That's the only way I'm gonna care. But yeah, man, the DC was not saved ever. So these little 5 things are funny, man. But yeah, I definitely don't want James Gunn touching Batman. Hell no. We saw what Josh Whedon did with Batman in the Whedon cut of Zack's Justice League. And let me tell you, it pissed me off what he did to Batman. There was only one good scene in that movie that I'll give Whedon credit for with Batman. And that was the opening scene when Batman was interrogating the guy to bring the Parademon out. Only thing. The rest of the movie, they made Batman look like a B.I. You know what I'm saying? The B word. They made him look like a big. It was crazy. I couldn't believe how they dismantled and disrespected my boy Batman. It was ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. But yeah, don't want James Gunn touching Batman. Absolutely not. And it doesn't matter what director, if it's James Gunn or another director, I don't care. Nobody's gonna put out the greatest solo Batman film that Zack Snyder was about to put out, because there were the rumors that came out of people saying that they read the script and said it was one of the greatest Batman scripts that they've ever read. So, yeah. I want you guys to let me know what you think about this. 3 years ago, DC's future was saved. Was DC safe 3 years ago? Is it in shambles? Is it in chaos? What's going on, man? Y'all want y'all to let me know in the comments down below. And I'll catch you guys in the next one, man. I appreciate y'all. 100,000 subscribers. It's grind time. Let's get